fade out.
And that was John Legend and Andre 3000 with Green Light.
You know what I hate about John Legend?
Go on.
Besides his music, is that when you go on YouTube and you type in John L, John Lennon is second because John Legend is first.
Okay.
That's not right.
This is the loading screen on UC 98.3 FM, the place you get your gaming news, reviews, and more.
And terrible music.
And decent music.
Okay, no. You see, the thing is, last week we were talking about how we're going to be playing Christmas music this week. The reasons we don't have Christmas music are threefold. First off, David doesn't like downloading things because he's a baby.
No, I don't like downloading things on the main computer. The torrenting computer I don't care about. The main
torrenting, David. Surely you do.
I mean downloading legally from iTunes.
Yeah, so David doesn't like downloading stuff. Reason number 2, Amar doesn't know how to work a mouse. Reason number 3, I had all this stuff downloaded last night. I had a bunch of songs downloaded last night. I had all this lovely music. I was listening to it on loop last night in bed. And I was looking forward to walking into college with my lovely Christmas music, a bit of Bing Crosby, you know, all that stuff. And I go to put the stuff on my iPod when I'm leaving this morning. And apparently my iTunes isn't installed properly, even though it absolutely is, because I use iTunes.
What are you talking about? Apple software doesn't break.
Exactly. So, no Christmas. Well, we have one Christmas song, but no.
It's the best Christmas song.
It's
so it
not.
Makes up, yes, it is.
It's not.
Guys, stop fighting. This is a show about video games.
Okay,
man.
I just want to say my piece. It is not "Merry Christmas, Everybody" by Slade, so it is not the best Christmas song.
Look, if you want to think that the Darkness have a bad song, that's your own opinion.
I'm not saying it's bad. I'm just saying it's not the best Christmas song.
Look, if you're saying the Darkness aren't the best band ever, you're entitled to your opinion. Your opinion's just wrong.
Okay.
So, guys, I'm Amar Sohail. You already heard my two bickering companions.
Says the guy whose favourite game of 2012 came out in 2010. You don't know how to tell time.
Guys, these are my two bickering companions. I might have to physically separate them. With me is David Kiley, the PC guy.
Of course.
And Jonathan Sultan.
I'm drinking Dr. Pepper.
Yeah. So, guys, we're going to start off the show real quick with a bunch of news and stuff. And then towards the end of the show, we're going to do our year in review. So we're going to talk about...
Well, hopefully, if we have time.
Hopefully.
I have a lot of news. You have a lot of news.
Hopefully we'll have time. We're going to do our year in review. We're going to talk about what we liked about the year, what we did in games, and stuff about the industry overall. So, David, you want to get us started?
I want to start off really quickly. Yesterday, new PlayStation Plus stuff came out for people who have it, which you should, because you make back your money in one day. So the free stuff you get, it's on the store right now. Free stuff you get: Arkham City for free, Vanquish for free, and Limbo for free. So
three games. Two very good games, and I haven't played Vanquish, so I wouldn't know.
Vanquish has a really stupid story, stupid characters,
but it's fun to play. Nice
graphics. The shooting, like the game feel, is great. But everything else is like pretty bad. But I bought it, and I don't regret buying it. It's got a cool survival mode as well. But it's good. Yeah, you should download it. I don't know how big it is. Yeah. If it's a big game, don't bother.
Anyways, so David, you want to start run through your PC news for us there?
Yeah, certainly. First off the bat, anyway, the kind of piece of news that I've been most excited for. There's actually going to be a Warhammer Total War crossover. I cannot wait for this.
You see, one thing about that, I'm totally excited about that as well, because Creative Assembly, I've played all the Total War games bar Shogun 1.
That's supposed to be, is it Shogun 2 or Shogun 1 that's supposed to be the system killer?
Shogun 1 is super, super old.
Oh, okay.
Shogun 1 was the first game.
Oh, okay.
Shogun 2 is the one that came out last year, 2 years ago.
Oh, yeah, that's the system killer, I
think. Because it got an update for like tessellation and anti-aliasing and stuff, we can't max it anymore comfortably.
Peasant.
Everything else, we just turn it down like a tiny notch and it's fine.
You're not playing it on ultra settings. You're a peasant.
But anyway, yeah, that game has really good graphics.
Go play Minecraft.
The only other game that they made, Shogun 1 probably isn't good anymore. Medieval 1 I got, and that's not very good. Like, it had cool ideas and stuff, but the way it plays is just not good. And then obviously Rome.
Do we want to go back to the story here, guys?
Rome 1 is just class. But one thing about Creative Assembly is that they have a lot on their plate at the minute.
They do, yeah.
So I don't even know when that game's coming out, because they got...
Oh, it's just announced, like it's just kind of whispering, but they're working with...
I'm pretty sure they've set aside people already to start on it.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah, but you see that, they've got they got Rome 2 that's coming out next year at some point. Like they've said next year, which I can't wait for.
I'd say probably holiday season.
No, I think it'd be a bit earlier than that.
Okay.
They said they're working on some Alien game.
Oh yeah.
So I don't know what that is. I think they have other stuff. Like they just released from Shogun 2 DLC. I don't know.
Even then Rome 2, that's such a huge undertaking.
Yeah, I know exactly. And I really want that to be like the best game it can be, because like ever since like probably Medieval 2 came out, people were like, "Do you want to give us Rome 2?" And Medieval 2 was like 2005 or whatever. And now they're finally doing it, and I don't want it. Like, it's not going to be a letdown.
Oh, no.
But like I don't want it to be anything less than what it can be, which is absolutely amazing.
Yeah, Rome 2's first playable faction was actually announced.
Gasp.
Rome! Yeah, I did not see that coming.
No.
And they're going to be announcing more in the coming weeks / months.
Rome is split up into 3 families again.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's not the same ones. Well, okay, you got... they have like slightly different... Like the Julii are now called the Julia. And then I think they got the Cornelia, which is just a girl's name.
Yeah, it is actually. Yeah.
And some other faction. But like... I don't know if they'll occupy the same space as in Rome 1, because in Rome 1 the easiest one to play with is always Julii, because they didn't have to get boats straight away, because like, you know, the way the other ones, they had to expand either through Sicily or through Greece, and you needed boats to do that.
Okay.
Rome 1 is so good.
Yeah,
it's a very good game.
After that very long tangent, just Warhammer, it's going to be Fantasy Warhammer, not Warhammer 40k now. So Fantasy there has actually, they've released Fantasy Warhammer games before.
There's Warhammer Online as well, isn't there?
Warhammer...
Isn't there a Warhammer MMO?
Yeah, there is. Warhammer Age of Reckoning, I think. But it's all PvP based, which is all well and good, except it's very unbalanced and very buggy in PvP. So it's kind of bad. Like, I played it for about a month or 2 or something, but it was good and all, but there just wasn't the backing. There's a very small following for it.
Oh, yeah.
And if you're kind of going to get invested in an MMO, you kind of want a big player base, but that's neither here nor there. There was an old Warhammer kind of battle game like that, and it was pretty good. It did have some problems, but it definitely had a lot of strong ideas.
Well, like Creative Assembly, they know their genre.
Yeah,
like
the other one wasn't
the
Creative
masters.
Assembly.
Like Creative Assembly are the masters of.
Can we move on from Creative Assembly and Warhammer?
Hey, this is like big. This is a big deal. And Creative Assembly games. I mean, I've already talked about. Like, no, seriously, like they're masters of their particular crossover between turn-based and real-time. They're so good.
Yeah, on a completely different note from like Grand Strategy, Java-based DOS emulators, 300 games. This includes Doom and Earthworm Jim for some reason. They're all free.
Did you get the original Elder Scrolls games?
You probably can if it's on DOS.
So bad.
Yeah, you can do it if it's on DOS.
I remember Graham Judas Richmond, former loading screen member.
He used to be our angry guy, and then David came along.
Yeah. But he got Skyrim for Christmas last year. He still hasn't played it, by the way. And he wanted to go through the other ones first. Which, I mean, I said I was going to do that as well, but then I didn't because I couldn't be bothered. But he went back. Like, he got DOSBox on his computer to do Elder Scrolls 1. And first, I remember, like, it started off as like, oh yeah, like the controls are sort of stupid and the graphics are obviously really bad, but it's really cool. It's a really huge world and stuff. And then like a couple of weeks later, yeah, this is terrible. I'm going to go to Elder Scrolls 2. And it's like, this is just the same game, but it's bigger, so it's worse. And yeah, I mean,
Morrowind was the first really good one.
Yeah, apparently everyone says Morrowind's class. I made my character, and that's pretty much it. But yeah, I don't know how. Like, based on the first 2 games, even at the time, I don't understand how that game was good. Because to attack, you had to like swipe your mouse and stuff.
Still.
Anyways, David, you were saying about Skyrim.
Yeah.
No, he wasn't.
I wasn't saying anything about Skyrim.
Way to listen to your co-host.
No, jeez.
We're talking about DOS, Amar.
DOS, sorry.
Do you even know what that is?
No.
Operating system. You know, like Windows, and not like the stuff in the wall. Not like the stuff in the walls here. The stuff that crashes all the time.
Yeah.
Is that what the numbers 9 and 8 after it?
Yeah. Oh, Windows 98. I remember
the most advanced piece of technology Amar owns.
That's not true.
I know.
I'm pretty sure my toaster is more processing power than your laptop.
No, you see, the funny thing is, Amar's actually got the newest phone out of all of us. Well, like the most advanced one. But yeah, that's about as far as you can go. It's like, oh, a meme base app. I can technology.
But basically about the whole DOS simulation, the 300 games, they're all free, which could lead to some copyright issues and maybe them getting taken down.
I don't really get why those copyright issues arise, because like you literally, like, you can't buy these games new anymore. So they can make money off. They can't make money off them anymore. So giving them away for free, it doesn't impact you.
Because the fact is, people are bad.
I know, but like
people are bad.
They have literally no way to make money off these.
Doesn't matter.
But look, if you do want to play these games before they get taken off, probably by EA, because EA are just evil. It's on RGB Classic Games. So if you just Google that, it's like the first result. They have a ton of DOS games, so that's pretty cool. Moving on from DOS all the way up to current generation, Black Ops grosses $1 billion in 15 days.
Black Ops 2.
Black Ops, you know what I mean.
I know
the newest Call of Duty.
Just clarifying for people, because some people might not know what's going on.
And if they don't know about Modern Warfare, then good on you, I'd say. Yeah, good on you. You've managed to.
No, but okay, I just want to say, like, none of us have played the new Black Ops.
I played one of their games before. That's all I need to play. They're the same thing every year, just repackaged.
Before this year, I would have agreed with you. But apparently, this game is different, and apparently, it's good.
They say this every year.
No, they don't. No, they don't.
They do. They say, this is such an... I know last Modern Warfare 3, that was just a complete fell flat on its face.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, like, apparently, Black Ops 2 is different, and, like, yeah, fine, like...
apparently the sun will stop stepping.
Call of Duty in general, yeah, I totally agree with you, it's kind of ruining the industry now. But I'm just saying, Black Ops 2, apparently, it's different enough that it's actually worthwhile getting, and apparently it's good.
Not for full price.
Or whatever. That's just like
that's your own decision.
Man.
Yeah,
this is like your opinion.
Like,
man.
I know a lot of people. I know a couple of people who play a lot of games. These are a couple of really hardcore gamers, and they have been very disenchanted with Call of Duty recently. But
if you say hardcore gamer and Black Ops or Call of Duty in the same sentence again, I'm gonna go over there and hit you.
I said disenchanted with Call of Duty recently, and even they're saying that's a decent game and that it's actually changed enough stuff that
I mean, I'm not gonna buy it. I'm never gonna play it. I'm not gonna buy it. But I'm just saying,
Black Ops is fun. Like, I just say Black Ops because that's the only one I've really played extensively. But Call of Duty is fun. It's very easy to master. It's very simple. Like, if you just kind of want to run around shooting people for 2 hours and kind of be brain dead and you don't really need to put a lot of effort into it, it's a great game. If you really want to try, if you consider comparing that to Counter-Strike or something, Counter-Strike, you're going to get ground into the dirt.
I'm not saying it's better than Counter-Strike.
Oh no, I'm just saying that's the type.
Alright, well, like, whatever you want to say about Call of Duty, you can't fault the mechanics because it plays really well.
Yeah, it's very simple to play. Yeah. Like it is. It's very pick up and play.
We can move on.
Moving on from all the Call of Duty hate.
Okay, all the Call of Duty hate. Moving on to a Hawken open beta, which is actually starting December 12th. You're pretty excited about this, aren't you, Omar?
I think it's a really cool game.
Yeah, can you just remind me? Because I keep whenever I go onto the Wikipedia...
Mech suits.
Yeah, because whenever I go onto the Wikipedia list of games coming out this year, at the bottom I always see Hawken. I'm like, what is Hawken again? And I can never remember.
Hawken is a really cool. It's like mech suits, and you can customize your own mech suit. You can give it different guns, different abilities, stuff like that. So you can make like a really heavy tank type one, and you can make one that's really light and shoots like machine gun fire, stuff like that. And it's looking pretty cool. And the game itself is actually not a AAA title. It's been developed by these guys.
It's PC only, isn't it?
Yeah, it's been developed by these guys.
So Omar will never play it.
I will never play it, but I think it's really cool what they're doing. These guys are making it independently of any publisher.
That's cool.
And
this year is kind of the year of indie games.
Yeah, it is.
We'll talk about it
later. Yeah. If you guys are into mech, or even mech games, or even first-person shooters, you might want to give this one a go.
And speaking of betas, I'm pretty sure it was like during this week at some point I linked on our Facebook page about signing up for the God of War multiplayer beta.
Yeah.
And just throwing that out. I mean, I think you can still sign up. I'm not sure though. But if you're interested in God of War multiplayer, which I don't like, if you like God of War, I don't know why you wouldn't be interested in multiplayer because it's new.
And if you have a PlayStation 3, you like God of War.
I mean, you just throw them your email address, and you just sign up. So I hope I get into that because I'm pretty intrigued about that one.
Yeah. So David, you want to talk a bit more?
Next bit of news anyway is a League of Legends player by the name of I Will Dominate from Team Dignitas. They're actually very big in the StarCraft 2.
Yeah, aren't they like the biggest League of Legends team?
They may be. They're definitely
it's the Taipei Assassins, I believe. They're right now the champions, I think.
Yeah, but either way, they're kind of big in the League of Legends.
Yeah, if you guys want to talk more about esports, look up my article in this week's Express.
Yeah, it's Tuesday.
Yeah, but this guy anyway, he was actually banned for, and I quote, persistent toxic behavior. So this guy's actually got banned for bad manners. I know this sounds absolutely out of this world for anyone who plays Call of Duty on the Xbox Live.
PC gaming, there's etiquette.
Yeah, there is a bit of there's a lot more.
That's why PC gamers tend to be much more mature.
That's a generalization now.
Why do you point at me when you did that? Like, look at this guy over here who's going to be screaming at the...
I said in general, but like, yeah, and I see where you're coming from.
Oh yeah.
No, like when you, I mean, he's obviously like he's playing professionally. I mean, you can't be an asshole when you're playing professionally. I mean, you if you're going in random games, yeah, I mean, obviously you're gonna get crap. But I mean, if you're in the pros, I mean, you gotta be.
You gotta hold your tongue.
Yeah.
Yeah, to actually get banned, but even in StarCraft,
permaban.
Yeah,
I love that term.
Permaban is quite something.
So moving on from League of Legends, anyway.
I'm not done yet.
Are you still talking about League of Legends?
Hold your horse. Well, I'm not talking directly about it. Just about the whole thing of bad manners. Like you're probably aware of Idra in the StarCraft 2. Like he's notorious for bad manners.
Yeah, he is.
Like, and he's kind of known for that. But even then, he gets away with it because he just kind of. That's who he is, essentially.
Did you watch any of the IPL, actually?
I watched a small bit of it, actually.
Yeah, I only managed to catch highlights. There was good games, though.
Oh, no, it was absolutely... If you are interested in StarCraft 2, definitely watch the games between... was it Dongray Gu and Bomber?
I saw some of them. Oh, they were good.
Those were just absolutely
I remember they were one of their games, and they were getting to, like, the end of it, and then my stream just crapped out, and I got mad.
Oh, no, like, one guy... led like a 6-pronged attack against the
Bomber dropping Marines all over the place.
Yeah, like literally in 3 different...
I love the way when you're watching it, they'll have a big fight and their armies will like die or whatever, and then the camera goes back to their bases. They've already got an army set up. It's like, how were they doing this fight and building up their army at the same time?
Macro.
Koreans.
So moving on from League of Legends and StarCraft.
On from StarCraft to kind of real PC hardware news. Macronix, they basically kind of announced a self-healing SSD drive. Now, a regular solid-state drive will last for about 10,000 read-write cycles, and then just kind of crap out.
Oh, I heard about this. Don't you have to like heat it or something? Yeah.
No, it's
Oh, that might have been something else, though.
Yeah, because when a solid-state drive dies, it's gone. There's no getting that information back, so you need to be very careful about backing up everything you have on it.
Yeah.
But they've actually announced, I should say, this new solid-state drive that'll actually go on for 10 times longer than that. So it'll go on for 100 million cycles. And up from 10,000, that's a big difference. So, solid-state drives have only been on the market, a few years at this point, and they're actually getting to a stage where they're having, like, a leap forward for the technology. And if you don't have a solid-state drive and you are a PC gamer, I thoroughly recommend investing in one. It may cost you maybe €200, but the difference is absolutely phenomenal. It's insane. And just finally, then, just the Skyrim Dragonborn DLC. It's released on the 360 now at the moment. And PC are getting it as well as the PS3 if they ever do get it early next year.
And I was actually just looking up stuff there. Bethesda said they're like focusing on Dragonborn because if you have a PS3, you probably noticed the first off your game doesn't work properly, but second off,
you bought a €60 frisbee.
Yeah, pretty much. But secondly, you don't have the first 2 DLC packs yet, and what they're doing is they're basically saying, yeah, look, we're really bad at things, so you're probably never going to get the first 2, but we're working really hard to get you this one early next year.
Yeah.
And granted, it is like the biggest expansion and by popular consent, like the best one. Yeah. But still, I mean...
Okay, just on the Dragonborn topic, a tester has leaked details about Dragonborn on the interwebs. So... I'm not gonna mention them here because it might be spoilers for you guys who want to go get the game, who want to go get the DLC. So I'm just gonna mention that out there. If you guys want to have a look at it, go for it. Okay. So we're gonna take a.
But like, what? Okay, no, I don't. Like, it's already out on Xbox. How could someone have leaked something about it if it's out?
No, they leaked it before it came out.
Oh, okay, well, it's out now. So
that information would have been useful before it came out.
Yeah.
So, is it out here? Yes.
Yeah, it's out already.
Right. It's the internet. If it's out somewhere else, it's out here.
Yeah. So, guys, we're going to take a real quick break. When we're back, we're going to talk more news with me and Johnny.
A bit of David. A sprinkling of David.
If I don't mute him.
I don't like how the idea you're going to like grind me up into this paste, dry it out, and then just kind of sprinkle it all over your conversation, you freak.
Guys, we're going to play Alice Cooper, Feed My Frankenstein.
Christmas songs.
Yay! That was Feed My Frankenstein.
You cut off the end.
Cooper.
How could he? You're a monster.
Like the Frankenstein monster. I get it.
This is the Loading Zone, NCC 98.3 FM. Do you play to get your gaming news, reviews, and more? I'm Marcel. You've already heard my exasperated colleagues.
You're just going to talk over David. David was saying something. You're talking over.
I was just about to call out Johnny on the fact that he was calling him Frankenstein.
No,
Frankenstein's monster.
No, I said the Frankenstein monster.
In case you haven't heard, they're called David and Johnny.
I know about the whole.
Apparently, you're called Junie now.
Junie.
Yes.
Shut up, Junie. Amara, get on with it.
So this is the basic gaming news, reviews, and more. So me and Johnny are going to go.
Try saying that faster there. So what he said was gaming news, reviews, and more.
And more.
The more being nonsense.
Which the majority of our shows consist of and more.
Yeah.
It's just nonsense.
So guys, we're going to go to the news real quick. We're going to start off with a game you guys might have heard about. A lot of old school gamers will probably be really excited about this one. It's called Pikmin 3.
Pikmin 3, that's going to be on the Wii U.
That's going to be on the Wii U. And people thought it was going to be launch title. They said it wasn't going to be.
Launch window. They have an absurdly huge launch window, by the way.
Yeah, this is.
Their launch window is like half a year.
Yeah, they said now it's coming out in the second quarter of 2013. So
second quarter being the middle of the year.
Yeah,
like
I know.
Sometime between April and July.
Yeah, so that's not a launch window. That's a launch door, more or less.
No. That doesn't
stop butchering it, both of you, and get on with it.
I'm trying to just comprehend what he was saying. I was trying to come up with a way to say that doesn't make sense.
Okay, enough about the Wii U's launch aircraft carrier.
Yeah, there you go. We got it. We collaborated and we got it. High five. Yeah.
You actually heard the high five there. Actually, we have some really interesting news about THQ.
This
is good news about THQ.
Good. Well, okay, no, you see, the funny thing is, like, it kind of started out as bad news, because for those of you who don't know, there's this thing that happens on PC every so often. There's a website called Humble Bundle, which is an amazing website. What they do usually was they'd get together a bunch of indie games and they'd say, hey, you pay literally whatever amount of money you want, like 1 cent. You can go as low as 1 cent.
Yeah, you can go as low as you want, but if you donate past a particular threshold, you'll get the new games.
Yeah, basically, like, it was usually a bunch of indie games. You can pay literally as low as 1 cent, as high as you want. Well, there's probably some sort of cap, but like people pay over 1,000 for some of the stuff because they want to give money, and it like splits it between the developers of the games, charity, and then the website itself. So you can give money to charity and play games at the same time. It's really cool. But then what happened was, it was a week ago. Well, a little less than a week ago, I think.
Yeah, it's out for about 2 weeks. Is it?
It was around Friday or Saturday.
Yeah,
anyway.
I know it's got 6.5 days left anyway, so you can still buy this stuff, which is why we're talking about it. But it's the Humble THQ bundle. Now, THQ are not only a developer, they're a publisher, and they're a proper publisher. And that kind of didn't bode well for THQ because like they're giving away their games for nothing pretty much. So they're
$6.
They're pretty dire straits. Yeah. So what happens is like you can donate whatever you want and get some games, but if you go above the average, then you get like an extra game or an extra
usually
whatever.
It's the newest game or the kind of most desired game.
What the games are for this is you donate whatever you want. You get Darksiders 1.
Great game.
Great game, yeah. I was surprised by how good that was. Metro 2033, which is
excellent game.
Great but short. But I mean, you can pay 10 cents.
Yeah, like it's 6 hours, but it's some of the best 6 hours in the game.
It's got really good atmosphere. I watched my brother play. I didn't play it.
It's a fantastic game. Yeah, you're a chicken.
Yeah, exactly. Red Faction Armageddon, which I played a bit of, and it's actually really cool. And that's a fairly new game. That was only last year.
Burn Gorilla.
I can't play Gorilla because Games Windows Live. And then you get the 3 Company Heroes games. David, do you know what type of games they are? Because I can't remember.
Company Heroes is kind
of... Are they RTS games or are they third-person shooter?
No, they're more strategy-based. I think I've never played any of them.
Yeah, I can't... But, I mean, you get them for pretty much nothing. So, yeah, you can donate whatever you want, you get those. If you go above, like, €5, then you also get Saints Row 3, which, by all accounts, is a great game.
Oh, Saints Row 3. I played Saints Row 3. It's not as good as Saints Row 2.
Okay.
Then again,
well, I think there's differing opinions on that.
But even then, Saints Row 3 is a hell of a lot of fun.
Oh yeah, it's a blast. Yeah. And like, so if you give like a $5 would be the equivalent. I think it's like $5.70 or whatever.
$1.20.
It's less than $6.
Oh, really? Okay.
So yeah, you get all those games, and you get soundtracks as well in MP3 or FLAC.
Yeah, you get the soundtracks. That's really
for
cool.
not all of them, but you get Saints Row soundtrack, and that's going to be good.
Well, that's a lot of hippity hop. You actually get the.
You get a few. You get multiple
the Dark
soundtracks.
Side? Don't you get a Dawn of War soundtrack? Or
I know there's multiple soundtracks.
There's like 3 or 4.
Well, Dawn of War isn't in the bundle.
Oh yeah, but like it's still a THQ thing.
I don't know what soundtracks are, but I mean that's just gravy.
Yeah,
that's the icing on the cake. But anyway, it's pretty cool. They've sold over 660,000 bundles right now. I'm pretty sure this is the most popular one by far.
Yeah.
There's like $3.7 million donated by now.
Jeez.
Which is a lot of quiche.
Who are they donating the money to?
THQ.
Well, they say
THQ is basically a charity at this point. They'll take what they can get.
There's Humble Bundle, charity, and then an actual charity. That's a joke. That's a joke about THQ being a charity. No, but yeah, it's split.
They are quite broke. Let's be honest.
Yeah, they really are. But
actually,
people choose how to split the money anyway.
THQ's stock price actually went 40% over what it previously was after the Humble Bundle came out. Which is insane.
I love that. I think that's so funny.
It's gone back down again, but it's not gone back down to what it used to be. So
not only are they making a bit of money at last, but
their financial situation overall is improving, which is great for THQ because they're one of like the old school developers from way back in the day when.
Well, they're not that old school, are they?
From when
No, they're quite old.
Are they?
They are old.
Yeah.
They would have been developing for the PS2 anyway, at least.
Oh wow!
And the PS1, I'm pretty sure as well.
Because like the first time I really noticed them was Dawn of War.
Yeah, same here.
I noticed them before that because they made all the wrestling games.
No, aren't you just a hipster?
Oh no, I remember there.
I remember we used to play wrestling games, didn't we, David?
They were so much fun.
We had like wrestling games on the PS1.
Exactly.
We'd have our multi-tap that never worked.
Yeah, THQ made those.
Oh, I remember that.
Remember multi-taps?
No, do you remember Hillbilly Jim?
Yes.
Did you play the WWF games, Amar?
Yes,
yeah,
I did.
Hillbilly Jim, just a hillbilly in a straw hat and a blue dungarees. It was amazing.
That's what I'm talking about in wrestling games.
Back when wrestling didn't care about political correctness at all.
Yeah, so like I'm really happy for THQ because like they're one of the publishers and developers that I care about.
I want them to stick around purely for Dawn of War. Like I actually don't really care about anything else.
Darksiders is a really good franchise.
Well, I haven't played the second one.
Yeah.
Apparently, it's not as good as the first one.
The first one was a really good game, though.
Yeah, it was really good.
So we're going to move on from good news about THQ to some interesting news about PlanetSide 2.
Oh, yeah. Will I start this one off?
Yeah, you go on.
So, PlanetSide 2 is a free-to-play MMO FPS.
Set in outer space.
I don't actually know.
It's a sci-fi game.
I know it's a sci-fi game, but I don't know if I don't know if there's any space involved.
It's all invading planets.
Yeah, like you run around basically. You run around with other people, trying to capture bases from other people. Like all the content. Like I don't think there's any NPCs. Like it's all.
Yeah, it's all player
versus player. And like that, the fact that it's free to play really works in its favor then, because like the more people who play, like even if they don't give, like there are obviously microtransactions and stuff. But, like even if they don't give the developer any money, they're still helping them out by being content, by being in the game. And apparently it's good. Metascore is high 80s. User score is like high 70s, which is fairly good. And it's free, so I mean, download it if you have a PC and you like FPSs. I'm trying to download it at the minute. And
how can you try to download a game? You either are downloading it or you're not.
Well, like I was, and then I was downloading Lord of the Rings to watch that, and then I had to stop it because Lord of the Rings.
First world problems, in other words.
But something interesting that was revealed on Up at Noon, which is a YouTube show. They got a scoop where they had one of the developers on there.
We've been over this before, Johnny. You were talking to one of the developers.
Oh yeah, one of my sources on the inside.
He was in his reporter hat
in Sony Online Entertainment. Yeah, I have my hat, and I was like, "Give me the scoop."
I want to hit you every time you put on that voice. It's so irritating.
Give me the scoop, see?
Johnny, you had up.
You're within kicking range.
Wise guy, huh? Anyway, they basically said that it's going to be coming out on PS4 when that comes out.
Oh, that's cool.
Because like I asked, why is it on PS3? Because for those of you who don't know, DC Universe Online, which is a fun enough game, that was on PC and PS3.
Yeah.
But this isn't on PS3, and I said That's because it like won't run on the PS3, but that doesn't mean it won't run on something that's coming out later. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. PS4 cop. So yeah, that's pretty cool.
That's pretty cool. Actually, I have some more news with PlanetSide 2. These you can get these hacks and stuff for a lot of games, and one of the hacks that's really running rampant in PlanetSide 2 is an auto aim hack. So
everyone loves aimbot.
It's aimbot essentially.
Yeah.
And it ruins the game for a lot of players, people trying to play it fairly. And this is really cool. The president of Sony Online Entertainment, a man by the name of John Smeldy, we salute you, has taken to naming and shaming all the hackers on Twitter. And he's banned, like, if you someone just look at an aimbot, he'll ban you. And I think this is really cool that this guy is, he's going out his way to prevent hacking in games like this, because I think hacking really does destroy the game for a lot of people who are just trying to have fun.
Yeah, I mean hacking in single player games, obviously it's fine. You just want to mess with your own game, that's fine. But when you mess with other people's fun, like in a game that is wholly multiplayer, that's not cool.
No, but even in I'm not sure how they've actually got kind of anti-cheat enabled, but in Counter-Strike, if you're using aimbot, you'll maybe get away with it for 2 rounds, and you're going to be kicked and banned. So they do get away with it.
Valve anti-cheat's very good.
Yeah, it is very good, and it's the same with World of Warcraft. They crack down so hard.
Remember that time? I forget what game it was, but it had Valve anti-cheat, and it was like banning people unjustly. Because there was something wrong with it, and people were getting banned and kicked and stuff, and then Valve gave them free games as an apology or whatever it was. I can't remember what game they gave them.
What I loved about Valve is there was this thing on TF2. This was a few years ago, and there was a hacking epidemic. You could easily get all these new achievements for these new items, and basically a load of people were exploiting this and just getting them right off the bat. And if you did that, you basically got the items taken off you and say, don't do that again. But for the people who didn't do any of it, you actually got like a little halo. And and it's cool. Like, I have it because I'm not a cheating rat, and it's just nice. Like, it's just something like that. I know it's it's a hat, but this is actually in the time where TF2 had maybe 10-15 hats in total. So it was a big deal to get this.
Yeah, that's cool. That's cool.
I'm always for companies finding creative ways to deal with hackers. Like I told you about the Max Payne story.
They all get put in a lobby. All the cheaters get put in a lobby with each other. And when Arkham Asylum, your glide wouldn't work if you pirated the game.
Yeah, so you couldn't beat the game because your glide wouldn't.
The best thing was, though, you could get really far in the game.
Yeah, but you couldn't beat it.
And then you couldn't beat it, which is even better than not being able to play it.
Yeah.
It was the same with Earthbound back on the SNES.
That's going way back.
Yeah, if you pirated the game, there would be way more enemies and way harder enemies than usual, so you'd have to grind like hell to get really far, and then you could get all the way to the last boss, and then your game would just shut off and you get a message saying don't pirate our game. So you'd play a really way unfairly harder game through the whole thing, and then you couldn't beat it.
That's cool.
Yeah, it is cool. Actually, speaking of Batman Arkham Asylum, there's a Batman Arkham City board game coming out. For those of you who are into that kind of stuff, it's a 2-player board game, and one person is going to play as Batman, and the other person has access to all the villains and stuff. And Batman gets points whenever he takes out a villain, and the villains.
Don't try and explain a board game on the radio.
The villains get points when they escape from Arkham City.
It's basically D&D board game if you don't have friends. If you only have one friend, then this game will work, because D&D, the board game, it sounds like it's the same type of principle, one person's one faction, the other's the other, whereas in D&D, one person's the dungeon master and sends out people to kill you, then the other people are the heroes. This way, the heroes are basically replaced by one guy, so it's good. And you were saying this is kind of a reasonable length of time too, because D&D takes hours to play.
This is 30-45 minutes. That's the average game time. Obviously, that depends upon your skill level.
So about 1/100th of a game of Monopoly, then.
Yeah.
It's not the time Monopoly costs; it's the friendship.
Actually, sorry. This is actually some really cool news I have here. You guys may have heard of, those of you that live on the internet, may have heard of this girl called Anna. I'm hoping I'm pronouncing her last name right. Moleva.
If you're not, she's gonna get onto you about that.
She's gonna kick your ass.
But anyways, she's
Russian.
Anna Moleva. She did a really good cosplay of Elizabeth from BioShock Infinite.
Yeah, I saw it. She looks ridiculously similar to the character.
She looks really cool. And she actually got hired by Irrational Games to play Elizabeth in the upcoming ads. And she got to be on the box art.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure she's on the back of the box.
Is she on the back? She is on the back. That's a fact. She is on the back of the box.
Is she a professional cosplayer?
I don't know if she's professional.
Like, she does do a lot.
Well, she's getting paid by Rational now to do this anyway.
Well, no, is this the same... Because I knew there was a woman who did that too. She dressed up as the main character from Lollipop Chainsaw.
Oh, no, this is completely... That's Jessica Negri. This completely different person.
Okay, fair enough. Okay. It's just different cosplayers.
I know, yeah. No, I think it's cool, though, because, I mean, obviously... why not hire someone who already cares about your game?
Exactly. And I think it's really cool. It's something really cool for Irrational to do. Anyways, John, you have some more stuff you want to talk about? Actually, you have something really cool about Journey you want to say.
Oh yeah, so this is cool. If you don't know, Journey is a great game. Everyone should get it, but not really everyone. It's not a bro shooter, so
yeah.
If you're into bro shooters, don't get this.
If you're below 15, you might want to give this a skip.
Hey, just don't be condescending. It's a really cool game anyway. I talked about it on the show and in the newspaper. But yeah, it had really cool music. I mean, the music itself wasn't anything. It was really cool, but it wasn't super up there. But it was the way that it complemented the gameplay perfectly. That was so cool. And I neglected to take down the composer's name because I'm stupid. But basically, the soundtrack for the game has been nominated for a Grammy, which is the first time a soundtrack for a game has ever been nominated. The only other time something similar to this happened was when David, you play Civ 4?
Yes, I did play Civ 4.
You know the title music?
Yes.
That song got nominated for a Grammy.
Right.
That's a nice song. I like it.
Yeah.
It was kind of like African tribal.
But what do you mean a game's never been properly nominated?
No, a game soundtrack has never been nominated for a Grammy before.
But Red Alert 2, Frank Klepacki, that's the best soundtrack to any game ever.
Yeah, I know. It's a crime that he didn't get awards for that.
Yeah.
But
even Golden Axe and Zero Wing, they have they're 8-bit, so fair enough. But it was still a really good music.
I know, but I'm just saying.
I'm playing Pokemon Go right now, and I'm like, oh my god, this music is amazing.
You know, I was actually playing Super Stardust Delta in bed last night. It's the first time I'd actually listen to the music, because usually when I was on the bus I'd be listening to my iPod or whatever. I was like, oh, this actually is cool music. And then I turned it off and listened to Christmas music instead. But yeah, Journey soundtrack nominated for Grammy, and I think that's really cool. And it's nominated for Game of the Year by IGN and probably some other people as well. Mm-hmm. But yeah, IGN, they had a live stream last night of all their Game of the Year nominations. A lot of smaller games this year.
Well, indie games, yeah.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure, because I follow some of the people on Twitter and stuff, I'm pretty sure Walking Dead is going to win the overall award. But they have a lot of, Unfinished Swan got nominated, mm-hmm. which is pretty surprising. Yeah. I love that game, but I was surprised it got nominated. Same with Hotline Miami.
Yeah. Hotline Miami got a lot of critical
FTL. I never played that one, but apparently it's cool.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Yeah, a lot of smaller games.
Yeah, so actually, this is some pretty big news. Well, depends how you look at it. The president of Epic Games, Mike Capps, stepping down, and he's becoming an advisor. But he's still on the board of
directors.
He's stepping down because he's a baby on the way. Congratulations, because he's listening.
Of course.
Yeah.
What else would he be doing?
But this seems a bit. I know he's just he's still there. He's just no longer the president. But it seems a bit strange. Epic Games is losing some big hitters. They lost Cliff Bleszinski not so long ago, and before that they lost Rod Ferguson as well.
Yeah, but this guy, he's having a baby. Yeah, it's nothing to do with the company.
He's not jumping ship or anything.
Yeah,
I'm not saying that.
You can't compare it to when Cliffy B left.
Oh, when Cliffy B left, that was
Cliffy
a hit.
B. He's not a rapper from the 90s.
That's his name on Twitter.
He's Cliffy B, David. Just deal with it.
No. No.
No, but you can't compare it to that. It's just
I can't compare to that, but I think
you were mentioning it in the same sentence.
Yeah,
I think they lost a lot of people. They're not losing him. He's having a baby. He wants to spend some time at home, so he's continuing to work there in pretty much the same capacity, just putting in less hours. That's why I don't have it written down.
Yeah.
I don't want to waste people's time.
Yeah, it
might be interesting to see.
This isn't as shocking as if Gabe left Valve tomorrow.
Okay, if Gabe left Valve tomorrow, the internet would explode.
Gabe would lose 50 pounds before he left Valve.
Like,
no, I think all the reactors in the world would just go critical and the Earth would just explode. And right there in the core of the Earth, there would just be a copy of Half-Life 3. That's what's going to happen. I called it.
I really think that once the new consoles get announced, there will be word about Half-Life 3 on the way soon. After that.
On the way soon, coming from Valve, which means our grandchildren might get to play it.
Speaking of that, I just want to jump ahead to something I have here. Blizzard recently registered ProjectBlackstone.com. No idea what it is, but
isn't this? Shouldn't they be working on Titan?
I know, yeah.
A lot of people are thinking this is Titan, but with a different name.
Something to do with Titan, something like that. But
I much prefer Titan. That's a cooler name.
Yeah, it is. But it was funny because I saw this on IGN, and in the comments of the article, so the top comment was, "Oh, I hope my great grandchildren enjoy this game." Good fun.
Good fun. Actually, this is. I'm slightly disappointed with this news. I don't hate Microsoft, but I just thought it'd be funny if this happened.
I have a love-hate relationship with Microsoft.
Xbox 360 has just avoided being banned in the US and Germany. Now, those of you that didn't hear about this, basically Motorola was suing Microsoft because of some
some patents and copyrights.
Stuff like that. And they said that the Xbox 360 uses their patents and stuff like that, and they wanted something like $4 billion in reparations. And Microsoft said, "Yeah, we did, infringe on your patents, but we're only going to give you about $1 million." So
that's the equivalent of you owing me €1,000 and you offer to give me a quarter of a penny.
Yeah, so like
$1 million also like what 10 Microsoft points. I don't know how that stuff works.
But that's just chump change for Bill Gates.
Yeah,
I know exactly.
Yeah, but anyways,
that's like 1 year of Xbox Live.
Yeah, the German court said that they would ban it if the US courts banned it, but the US courts obviously didn't ban it. So
because Microsoft.
The German court didn't say that. They said we will ban the game if America bans the game.
Yes, that's totally what happened. No, but there was no way America was going to ban it because Microsoft is an American company.
Exactly, and the lawsuit is still ongoing, so it'll be interesting to see how it develops.
Microsoft are going to win because but they have all the money.
Yeah,
and I
do hope that they do pay some the royalties that Motorola are due.
Why?
I hope.
Although
do you know that they did? Like, did they actually infringe on patents?
Yeah,
definitely fact.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, yeah. They should.
Like Microsoft has said that we did.
Okay.
But it's not as big as you're telling it to be.
Adjust your volume.
I think Sony might finally make money if they did Xbox did get banned in America. They would finally make money because, hey, what's their other option? Oh, a PC. PCs are too hard to use. Yeah. We'll get a PlayStation. Then you would get all the Xbox kiddies. Wouldn't that be wonderful?
PlayStation is a better console anyway. Like, it's got better games and online's free. It's a fact. Sony are on their way to making money.
Yeah, hopefully the PS4.
Well, yeah, if they price the PS4.
They're going to sell it at a loss, though.
Oh, yeah. They can't do $599 US anymore.
Yeah. Actually, interesting news about Assassin's Creed.
No, it's not. It's disappointing.
It's interesting.
It's disappointing.
But it's still interesting.
Get on with it.
So, there's Ubisoft was doing like this customer.
Oh, before I forget, I don't have it written down, so I need to interrupt you before I forget. What are they called? Is it New Regency? Are they the guys who they're doing the Splinter Cell movie as well as the Assassin's Creed movie.
Oh, right.
So they're doing both, which is good for Ubisoft because they don't have to go all over the place talking to people.
Yeah.
And did we talk about how Tom Hardy was confirmed for the Splinter Cell movie?
Yeah, we did.
Okay, yeah. But anyway, same company doing both movies. That's kind of cool.
Yeah. So they were doing one of these customer surveys anyway, and one of the questions was, would you like to see drop in, drop out co-op in the next Assassin's Creed single player? And I'm like, please God, no.
It's not. No, it's not. I actually like if they did that right, it could be cool. I don't even mind about that. But it was just that it was saying
it also
that the game would be next year.
Yeah,
and this annoys me for two reasons.
The question was, would you like to see Assassin's Creed game next year?
Yeah, but this annoys me for two reasons. First off, like months before Assassin's Creed 3 even came out, they were talking about how they had to rush it because in the timeline of the game, the end was going to be happening on the 21st of December, so they had to have the game up before that or else it wouldn't make sense.
Yeah.
And they were saying that we're going to take a break from Assassin's Creed for a while. And I'm like, this is before I was disappointed after Assassin's Creed 3. And even then, I was like, oh yeah, that's cool. Totally, you deserve a break. You've had 4 Assassin's Creed games in 4 years. Take a break. Like, it's fine. Take your time with the next game. But now they're talking about the game next year. And the second reason is because Assassin's Creed 3 wasn't that great.
I thought it was a great game.
Thank you.
You haven't played it. You don't get to talk. You don't get to talk. You can shut up. I agree. No, I know you're agreeing with me, but you haven't played it.
Yeah, but I've played Assassin's Creed is not this godlike game everyone's building up.
Assassin's Creed 2 is one of the best sequels of all time.
No, it's not.
Shut your mouth.
It's not, man.
Shut your mouth. I'm talking.
That's your opinion, man.
Well, David, your opinion is wrong.
No, you were going to pick Assassin's Creed 3 for your game of the year, so shut up.
I love Assassin's Creed 3. I thought it was a great game.
Anyway, the point is, they were like, it's obvious, like the minute you get into Assassin's Creed 3, it is obvious that they were rushed with this game. By their own admission, they were rushed with this game.
So many glitches.
I would be totally okay. Like, I love Assassin's Creed as a franchise. I think it's great. Like, I don't think Assassin's Creed 3 is a bad game at all, and I can totally appreciate like the scope of it and everything like that.
And you would recommend someone buy it?
I think it's
not at full price.
I think it's obviously inferior to Assassin's Creed 2 and even like Brotherhood and Revelations. I think it's the worst of the whole series.
Oh, Revelation was the worst.
I think 3 is the worst of the whole series. But the point is, like, they were obviously rushed with 3. Why are you having another game out next year? I don't even understand how they could have a game out next year because they haven't been working on it.
It might not be
it's Desmond's house cat.
Well, they have the engine built, so
no, but they haven't even I don't like, obviously I don't work for Ubisoft, but they haven't even started working on this game yet because they had everyone in Assassin's Creed 3 because they needed to get that out by a deadline. I would be totally fine if they took a break for 3, 4, or even 5 years, focus on Watch Dogs because Watch Dogs looks class.
It does,
and just give Assassin's Creed a break because people, like, the popular opinion, like, people have soured on Assassin's Creed after Assassin's Creed 3. They need to take a break. Build up the hype again.
Also, I think
Yves Guillemot, if you're listening, you just pay attention to what I say.
Yeah, but I'm saying they might do it on the Vita, or they might.
No, because Liberation, they didn't put the time in for Liberation either.
Yeah, but they might do it like what Liberation should have been.
They could.
They could do.
I would be okay. I will permit them to make another Vita game.
Yeah.
Or
Ubisoft, you have my permission to make another Vita game if you do it right. Liberation is good.
Or they could just make up a new franchise instead of milking this cash cow.
Watch Dogs.
I know, but
the biggest surprise of E3.
You just said that they might be going back for Assassin's Creed 5, The Revenge of Desmond.
I actually literally, like, I don't think people will let them. Like, if they announced an Assassin's Creed game, I think there would be an outcry. It wouldn't even be the minority.
Yeah.
It's like, for a while it looked like it was a minority opinion.
Yeah.
Like, I thought my opinion was the minority and that, Assassin's Creed 3 isn't that great. No. Like, popular opinion, Assassin's Creed 3 isn't brilliant. Even how
long is the outcry for not Assassin's Creed, Half-Life 3, if only there was Half-Life 3. But, like, they're going to do what they think is the most profitable.
Oh, you can't blame them for that. They're a company, they have to make money.
Half-Life, I keep getting these mixed up. Assassin's Creed sells, so they're going to do it if they think it's going to sell.
No, you see, the thing though was Assassin's Creed 3, like, their sales were going down. Like, Assassin's Creed 2 obviously sold loads and it was brilliant and everything. And then, like, it kept going down from Brotherhood and Revelations, but then it went right back up for Assassin's Creed 2. Like, that was their best-selling game ever.
Yeah.
The next one won't sell as much as anyone thinks it will.
It definitely has to be next gen anyway, and I don't.
Yeah, obviously.
And they shouldn't release for at least 2 years.
I'd say at least 3. They need to take their time on this game. If it exists.
I'm just saying at least. Like, worse come to worse. But that's just our opinions on stuff. And Assassin's Creed is a franchise I've always enjoyed.
Well, thanks to that rant, I've got like most of my page not crossed off, and we're out of time.
Yeah, so we're just gonna run through the gauntlet. Johnny.
Okay, no, I just want to talk about one thing because I don't have time to talk about any of this stuff, even though it's all good. It's all gold.
We'll put it up on the Facebook page.
No, I don't care enough about it. Last week, I'm pretty sure it was last week, I was talking about Battle Royale and how there's going to be 2 new characters, DLC. One was Emmett Graves from Starhawk, the other one was Kat from Gravity Rush. First off, I'm so excited that Kat is going to be in this game because I recently got a Platinum Trophy in Gravity Rush. Gravity Rush is amazing. I love that game so much. I'm so happy she's going to be in the game. Apparently she's really good, easy, like, melee character to use. She doesn't have a double jump. She's the only person who doesn't have a double jump. Instead, she has to like shift gravity and stuff. It's all really cool. Emmett Graves is a really technical character. You got to drop down to change your loadouts, stuff like that. Be really ranged, all that jazz. But coming along with them, when they're going to be free for the first 2 weeks, they're available early next year. There's going to be a new stage as well. It's going to be a crossover between Wipeout, which is that sci-fi racing game, and Heavenly Sword, the PS3 exclusive from 2007 that didn't sell that well. And it looks like a cool stage. You start off in a giant pillar, which people who played Heavenly Sword probably know the one I'm talking about, the one with all the giant ropes. Then it collapses, and now you're down. You can get hit by the Wipeout races as they go past, and it's really cool and it looks awesome. And it's going to be free for 2 weeks when it comes out. So even if you don't own the game and you think like you might get the game, just add it to your cart, but don't download it, and then you can still get it for free when you eventually want to download it.
Exactly.
Top tip from Johnny.
So guys, it's been a great show. We'll be back next week. Unfortunately, we weren't able to do our year interview. We'll do that next week.
Yeah, it would have been a better show if I didn't have to argue with everyone with your wrong opinions.
That's the thing about our show. We all have opinions, and we all think...
Except they're all wrong, except mine, of course.
2/3 of the opinions are wrong.
Guys, if you...
next week, we will have Christmas music.
Yeah.
I will go over to Apple HQ, and I will tell them to not mess up my iTunes, and then I will get Christmas music.
So guys, from me, Johnny, and David, we're going to leave you with Darkness, Christmas Time.
Don't let the bells end. It's Christmas time. Don't let the bells end.
Christmas time. That's not what it says here. It says that in the brackets.
No, you just can't read. And just because it's in the brackets, it still means you have to say it.
Yeah.
This isn't a definition, Amar.
Oh my God. So if you guys missed some parts of the show, like our Facebook page. The rest of the show will be up there soon.
And me and Amar pretty much like owned the gaming section in the newspaper this week.
Yeah.
It's not on the internet yet though.